Hi there YouTube, it's Asenva here, and I think what I would like to maybe perhaps start a series of videos, awesomely cheap ideas that could help you out in the BJD hobby without having to necessarily break the bank. I'll just call them tips and tricks because I can't think of an exotic name to name these videos. But I guess if I'm going to do a first installment of these videos, I think today I'm going to be showing you tips and tricks for keeping on a BJD wig. So yes, there's actually a bunch of different methods on keeping on doll wigs. You could of course do the Velcro method, in which you go ahead and you would get a doll and you'd get an adhesive Velcro piece, strip thing, and you put it on top. You attach it to the actual head cap. I am not too fond of that just because I don't like leaving anything on my dolls that could leave residue, including adhesive residue, so not a big fan of that one. But you could also get these thingies, silicone wig caps. That's the name. Silicone wig caps. This one that I have here is actually bought off the Junkie Spot, and they're pretty inexpensive. It's like $5 or something like that. Okay, so essentially, there's like a little weird, I don't know, this is like a grip on top. I usually have it with this part facing up, so I guess to see if it could get more traction. I don't know if maybe you're really supposed to have it here so it stays on the head. I don't know. I've been doing it that way. Probably been doing it the wrong way. But essentially, you go ahead and you put it to the top, and then you flatten it down like this, and that way it stays on the head like this. And so when you have it on here, and then when you put the wig on, it will keep it on top of your head, just like that. Since this is a cheap tricks video for you all, and today's focus is on keeping wigs on top of heads, the method I would like to show you is one that I learned a long time ago, from another person on YouTube. I want to say I got it from the Dolly, which was another person that was that's on YouTube here. I'm not quite sure if she still does videos or not, but she inspired me to make the things that I make now for my dolls instead of buying wig caps for all of them. So I know I've probably told this to people before. I'm like, you don't have to buy a wig cap, you could just get a hot glue ring. I've been using this for my dolls forever, and I have not had any problems with it whatsoever, staining or anything. I just like it because it really helps. The materials that you will need: you'll need tape, just clear single-sided tape, glue gun, preferably low temp, and glue sticks. So while my glue gun is heating up, I'm gonna go ahead and do the part, do the tape part first. So I will make one for. I'll make one for Ash. So let me go ahead and show you Ash. So this is my boy here, Ash, and his wig fits him pretty okay. But essentially, I mean, he has nothing that's keeping it on like really, really good. If I move him around or whatever, his wig's gonna move around too. So little Ash here will be our experiment. And like I said, the first step is doing the tape. So what I mean by that is you're going to get your tape, you're going to open it, whoop, 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 whoop. You're going to see if this is going to be big enough or not. So you'll wrap this around the head of your doll. Be careful, don't get the adhesive side unless you already can pretty much measure it out. This is pretty good. We'll start off here. And from this point right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the tape in half. I don't have any of the sticky adhesive showing. So I'm folding it in half. I'm just bringing it down and pinching it, meeting the two ends and pinching it. Two ends and I'm pinching it. So you're going to have a strip that looks just like this. It's not sticky at all, it's just the clear tape that I have that I folded in half. Now that I have them like this, I'm going to go ahead and just double check. So you're going to go ahead and get your tape. You want it to sit right about here on them. So you're going to kind of measure it out, see how much. Mine I know is too long already, so I'm going to have to make it a little bit smaller. As always, when working with hot glue, just be super duper careful with your fingers, and you don't want to burn yourself, so take your time. Doesn't have to be pretty or anything, because like I had mentioned before, this is just for, you know, stopping the wig from moving around. So it's going to be under the wig, so it's not going to show. So you really don't have to care about how this is going to look. But once I do this outside, I kind of find it easier to put it into a circle first. So I'm gonna put it like this, and I'm gonna test it on my boy real quick. So I'm just gonna make sure that this can slip on. So about here. So from here to here is where I'm gonna glue. I'm gonna put glue on the underside right here, so I can put it together. And since this is a low temp, it doesn't really hurt too bad to squish it together. So I'm joining the two sides so I can have a circle. Always, 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 if you have to glue something together, like, or if you have the glue on the outside of the ring, don't put it on your doll yet until you know for sure it is dried. It's not, I mean, I hot glue suede my dolls, so it's not impossible to get hot glue off of dolls, but it's not something I want to do. So I'm going to make sure that this is completely dry and it's hardened before I touch it onto put it back onto my doll, or, you know, do anything with it. So I think this is going to be just right, because when I put glue on the inside of it, or rather I could even do this could be the inside of it. So if I flip it outwards like this, if I flip it inside out, this is what's going to go around his head. Let me go ahead and I'm going to put glue on the outside now. I flipped this and I inverted it, so I basically just flipped it inside out like that, just like this. Or you could go ahead and keep it this side since you measured this side, and then just go ahead and put a thinner line on the inside here or whatever. It's really up to you, but essentially what's going to happen is you're going to have hot glue on this side and this side. It's just one side you don't have to worry about putting too much hot glue on it, because it's just to keep it on his head here. Because if not, this, of course, if you didn't put hot glue on it, it's going to slide around too. So you need to put hot glue on both sides. So I'm just kind of going back and forth, doing like zigzags. I don't have to put too much hot glue. Be very careful, because it's going to warm up the glue that is on the inside of it. So don't press too hard, because then you'll feel it really warm and kind of sticky. So that's pretty much it's pretty much finished. This is what it is. It's just a hot glue ring that you made with tape and hot glue. And you're going to let this dry. You're going to make sure it's completely dry, because if you put this and then you try to put the wig on and it's still wet or, you know, movable or whatever, like the glue, you can squish it and whatever, it's gonna go on your wig, and you do not want that on your wig. You can get it off a doll, but it's gonna be hard getting it out of a wig. So make sure that this is dried completely, and it shouldn't take too long for it to dry, but you certainly do not want to put this on if it's still drying. So maybe for like extra safety, just leave it alone for like about 3 minutes or so. That way it can kind of dry all the way. You know it's ready to go, and you're not going to be scared about putting it onto your doll or putting the wig onto this. Okay, so mine is done. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it onto his head. So I got mine on. I got his little glue crown. He's rocking his glue crown right now. And I'm going to go ahead and slip on his wig like I would normally. You'll be able to tell once you start putting it on that, oh my gosh, it's like holding my wig already. There we go. So before, I could go ahead and go like this and his wig would start shifting, but now, I mean, tugging on it right now, it's not moving anywhere. And so also that's super duper cool, because if I want to style it, it's now going to stay on his head. I don't have to worry about it sliding anywhere. It's just literally going to stay here. I'm not going to have to worry about it shifting position or anything like that. So voila, I mean, I hope this helped anybody that was curious about an inexpensive way to keep a doll wig on your head. Super duper cheap method. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any other questions, maybe I can think of another video to put together for you. I have a couple of ideas, but if you have any suggestions and whatnot, I'll be more than happy to discover a solution or to kind of share what I do as far as maintenance and tips and tricks go. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Ash and I say bye. I think I want to call them, I don't know what to call these. Love, what do I call these videos if I'm like mega poor And I want to like title these videos that help you with ghetto methods. I don't know what I'm gonna call these videos, man. I don't know what to call them. I want to go simple as like cheap tricks, but how about we call it Help, I'm poor!